Woohoo! Well, I think we're here. We'll see if this is working or not. Oh my God, you guys, I am so embarrassed, but I'm trying to sail and meet my friends. Take care of Crystalita. Actually, that's not true. She takes care of me. But anyway, yeah, and figure this whole live stream thing out too. So I think that I may have put the wrong time in before. So any of you, well, I guess there's only one. Is there only one of you here? I think that's the case now. I think we had a whole bunch of people waiting before. Well, we'll figure this out as we go. Hey Tim, glad it's finally up. All right. Do I pronounce this right? Is it Parody Show? Is that right? Is that the right way to pronounce it? Oh, I'm putting on my glasses. Hope I don't run into anything. Triple D. Hello, up in Oregon. God, I hope it's warm there. I'm getting all these reports from my friends and family up in Maine, and they're all saying that it's like 26. One guy said 30 below with a wind chill right now. Good morning. All kinds of people here. All right, so now we got some people joining us. Are we officially at 10 o'clock? Yeah, I guess so. All right, so I'm still trying to figure this out. In order to schedule this thing, I have to do it on the laptop. We're learning as we go. But what that means is there's a way. I remember reading something about my that I can link my GoPros to the laptop and be able to use the GoPros to do live streams from there. I'll figure that out someday. Oh, 8 degrees in Wisconsin. Good golly. Make sure you got your thermals on. Anyway, so I am going to try to place the camera somewhere, or the laptop somewhere, so you guys can see everything. If I do that, you won't be able to. Maybe I can read stuff on my cell phone. That's an idea. I don't know if that's going to work or not. But I know you guys want to see stuff other than me. There's our dinghy, or as Crystalita calls it, the barquito. And right on the horizon there, above the dinghy, you see a white thing. That's Gabe's boat. Gabe is a guy that I met in Lake Sylvia. He and his friend Kat have a sun something, Jeanneau 42, and beautiful boat. And they've been sailing around with us, and that's been fun. And we are headed right now from Warderwick Wells, which was incredible. We stayed there 2 nights in the park, and we are sailing down to Big Major and Stanial Cay. Big Major is commonly known as Pig Beach. That's a whole lot of fun with all the pigs, feeding the pigs and that sort of stuff. Incidentally, before I put this thing down, I should show you. I don't know if you can see this or not. We went to, I think it's Allen Cay, and it's where all the iguanas are. They call them iguanas, but they don't look like the big green iguanas I'm used to seeing in Puerto Rico. These are smaller rock iguanas. I've seen other people call them that. 9 degrees in Toronto. Oh my God. Hey, there we go. Steve says 72 in Fort Lauderdale. My friend Tim Brennan in Puerto Rico, whenever his friends up north write about how cold it is, he has the greatest line. He says, "Yeah, it was so cold here last night I had to shut the fan off." I thought that was pretty good. Anyway, so you feed these iguanas cherries. And so we had a whole bunch of cherries, and you put them on the end of a stick or a toothpick, and they come over and they come right up to you and they eat them. And they're only like 2.5 feet long or whatever. They're not that big. They're kind of, and I've been around animals for much of my life, and so I'm not too timid when it comes to these things. These guys just have a little like a paper thin mouth, you know. But I've noticed that they do the lizard thing where they kind of close their eyes and bite. You know, they don't really have a real good targeting skill. It's like, I don't think they can. They have to look where they're going to bite and then proceed to bite at it. So like sometimes they'll knock the cherry off of your toothpick and it goes in the sand, and they get a whole mouthful of sand. So anyway, I wasn't too concerned about it. So I'm like, these guys aren't going to hurt me. So I did one, and one go. He went right over and bit my thumb. It was just, like I said, it's about this much pressure. It's hardly any pressure. But they got some razors. Like their teeth. I didn't think they had teeth. I thought it was just like, like almost like more of a beak, because you couldn't see any defined teeth. But whatever it was, it opened up my thumb. So I went and washed it out. I wasn't too concerned about it because I think it's the carnivorous ones are the ones that have the bacteria that you have to worry about really getting infected. So then I was holding a toothpick, and one missed the toothpick and got right around my finger. And it wasn't, obviously I got to the boat and I put it in alcohol and peroxide, and then I had about 2 days worth of Neosporin on it. But anyway, it's just one of those things where it's always you're always grabbing something on your boat, and it's always. No, I didn't do it. No, I didn't see that. We're on the live stream right now. No problem. That's Gabe. He can't follow along because he doesn't have Starlink. Anyway, so let me see if I can put this over here. You can say hi to Crystalita. Crystalita. Once again, I think it's too funny because, when you date someone from another culture, you learn new things. Like, for example, she wants nothing to do with the sun. The darker she gets, she thinks she gets ugly. And I think she's beautiful dark. And so the darker I get, the more ugly she sees me. So she's always trying to cover me up with a blanket to keep me out of the sun. So hopefully, maybe I won't be Mr. Melanoma. Let me see if I can put this here. I don't know if this is going to work. No, that's not going to work. But hopefully maybe that will work. Are you guys liking that? Can you see? I'm trying to get so you can see some of the water there. I don't know if the wind is too much on the. You have to let me know if the wind is too much on the microphone. All right, so now I'm going to read. Now I got my. If you guys can still hear me, I have my laptop. I have my phone, and I'm going to try to see if I can read your comments now. Well, it's not showing any comments. Chat. Here we go. All right. The wind is not bad at all. Can you hear me all right from here? All right. So if anyone's interested, I don't know, these things were always kind of fun for me to learn. Audio is good. All right, good deal. Thank you. So if anyone's interested, we have 11.9, 12 knots of wind, true wind, which is giving us about 15 apparent. The wind angle is probably, I'd say, about 55 degrees. So we're kind of pinching, going down the south as the wind's kind of coming up this way, and we are making 5.77 right now. So I have 5.83, 5.75. So it's a nice, comfortable, nice sail. We've got 10 degrees of heel, which is nice. And I haven't moved the traveler yet. So if we're heeling too much, we could move the traveler and straighten it up a little bit. But I think it's okay. Sounds like you're sailing. That's great. So yeah, my friends Chris and Christy are flying into Stanial Cay. They're en route from Texas right now, which I guess is all frozen over. And hopefully they'll get into Nassau, and then they're going to get on a little puddle jumper and fly into Stanial Cay this afternoon, hopefully before the sun goes down, and we'll start a new adventure. Some of you might remember Chris. He was a patron who sailed with us from Puerto Rico to Fort Lauderdale. You have an issue on your end. Uh-oh. Anywho. So, I have it says turn 5, a waypoint coming up that is 0.8 miles away that we'll be to in 7.4 minutes. And it's an important waypoint because that means we will be exiting the land and sea part, and we'll be able to put pull the rods out and put a hook in the water. Although I have to tell you, I'm not really that. I don't really think that we're going to have that very good luck because we're only in 21 feet of water, and the only thing I've caught around here in this type of water so far has been like barracuda that we more pain in the ass than anything else. But but we definitely won't catch anything without anything in the water. What's up? ¿Todo bien? Amor,
Yes.
dámame la máquina para el pescado. Gracias. Hey, so do you guys want a change of scene? Do you want me to try to move the laptop somewhere else? Okay, I'm on it. So if we put it out the window, you're just going to see a very salty window. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to wash the window at this point because it's going to continue to get sprayed. If I bring the camera outside, hopefully I won't lose it overboard. Oh, that's a good view there. Gotta have that for you. I need to set that up somehow. That'd be great. I get my head out of there. But you can see we're pitching pretty tight. And that water is just gorgeous. I don't know if you can see up in the distance there, but there's a really dark section and a very light section next to the islands over there. Oh, I gotta put this down. Crystalita's handing me the fishing pole. She's getting ready. Gracias. Okay. Perfect view. Follow me on Ship Finder. All right, it's working. Good deal. Sometimes, that whole Ship Finder program, that doesn't always work. Some of the Class B AIS transceivers will send low quality data, meaning very small bandwidth, to a satellite, and that's how you can get stuff way out. I don't know that Class B will do that. Class A ones do that, but it's very. Like for example, if you're tracking me with AIS, you'll probably get one ping every 30 seconds, and then what happens is you guys aren't seeing that directly. It goes from my AIS receiver to a land-based system, and that land-based system broadcasts it probably like once every 10 minutes or something like that onto the internet. But ships with Class A AIS will ping, and once they get too far away from the land-based tower, say 40 miles or something like that, depending on how tall the tower is and how tall the ship is, then eventually some I forget which satellite system it is, but it'll pick it up. But it's like every 3 to 6 hours it will pick up something, so you can follow a ship across the Atlantic, but very slowly. The big ships in Duluth are almost in real time. Yeah, well, and that's the reason why is because they're not going to a satellite. In Duluth, they're going to be going straight up. It goes right up to a ground station and shot right over to you. I can't put my glasses on. Let me see if it makes all of this. Robert, what's up, Timothy? From frozen Minnesota. Minnesota? What's up, dude? I mean, hey, hi, Cap. Try next to the companionway facing back. All right, we can try that. Oh, did I step on your foot? Oh, yeah, I stepped on her foot. The whole boat is tilted, so I stepped on her foot. I'm sorry. Okay, how's that? Does that look good? Okay. All right, it says we have 1 minute and 45 seconds before we put the poles out. So we're just coming to the edge of the nature preserve. Now there's going to be a problem, and that's I'm going to have to make a turn to port 16 degrees. And if I look at the wind is blowing true at about 55. Parent at about 43. So I think that if I come to port 16 degrees, we will not be able to sail that tight to the wind. But we can try it out. We can make small increments and figure it out as we go. All right. So what I need to do is I got to tell Gabe now that he can start fishing. Moab, SV Vaquita.
We're up here.
Hey, we have 563 feet to go before we cross out of the park. So in a minute's time, you'll be able to put your hook out.
I'm ready.
All right, and right about that time, I'm going to slowly start coming. We're going to make a turn to port about 16 degrees. I'm going to do it as slow as possible because I think it's going to be too tight to sail under the wind, but we'll figure it out. So if you see sails, you'll know why.
I understand. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Okay, first things first. I'm going to get the pole, and something funny happened the other day. My rod holder broke off. Must have caught a big fish, right? I don't know about that, so I'm gonna have to use a different rod holder, and I haven't even done this yet. So let me see if I can try this. Ay, cuidado, mi amor. Ay, 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 ay.
No, pisado otra vez. Ay, sí. Ay, tú le pusiste la... Cuidado con el dinghy, bye.
Okay. Line set in the other rod holder. Not ideal. We're going to start trying to make this turn. We come 10 degrees over. It's probably going to be too much, but we'll try. Actually, that did all right.
Sí.
Dime. ¿Todo bien?
Careful with the dinghy
Okay.
y la pescada.
Ah, sí. Oh.
¿Qué?
Okay, hang on a second. You know what? I think we're going to be all right. We're going to go back and forth here. I have something on my autopilot that I can follow the route that you want to, or follow the predetermined course, or just hold the heading that you're on. And I thought I had it on heading hold, but apparently it made the turn already. Yeah. It made the turn. We're doing fine. So how much wind do we have now? Yeah, we're right. We're at like 35 degrees apparent. And I guess I can't really see because the T is right on there, but I'd say that's about 50 degrees true. And we're staying on our line. We're down to 4.8 knots, so we lost some speed, but we're able to sail. I'm okay with that. We have it's 10:20 right here, and we have 9 miles to get to our destination. We'll be there for lunchtime. So now it's starting to. You know what? I need to tighten up on this. Harden up on one. Right. There we go. Oh, how fun. All right. So, are any of you still watching? We only get 13 of you. So, if anybody's interested, I don't know if this is interesting or not. So, you should tell me in the comments. I'll read them later. Let's see if I can put this. You guys see that all right? There we go. So, here is my chart plotter, and it's a MFD. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay. She's telling me where to go. All right. So this is my MFD, my multifunction display by Garmin, and here is the overlaid chart, and we have it at a range of 2 miles with a mile of each ring. So up to here is 2 miles. The magenta line is the course that we want to be on, and the dotted lines are where I've already been, where Crystalita and I went last month. And you can see this line. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this line right here is the edge of the nature preserve where we've just gotten out of. But we have a bunch of information displayed over here, including the water temperature, which you can see is a brisk 81 degrees. So that's kind of fun. But it basically gives our speed. That's the GPS speed, which is the speed across the bottom, as opposed to down here, which is our speed through the water. And the reason why there's two different is that if there's any current, set, or drift that affects things. But here's our heading. I keep feeling like I'm touching. I keep hitting the pad, holding this in place, and I don't know if that is messing things up. Just read what it says. If you grab your phone and open the chat, you can follow. Yeah, I like that idea. The only problem is I have to hold the laptop so you guys can see right now. So I will do that eventually. But anyway, we have the depth here, which is at 22 feet. We've gone 1,600 miles since we entered the Chesapeake Bay. When we got down to Norfolk, I was able to install Garmin's new firmware update, and it reset the odometer. So we've gone 1,627 miles since that was like November. True wind speed of 11 knots, apparent wind speed of 14. Time of day, water temperature. Distance to destination is 8.7. Arrival at 12:03. We are 1.7 feet to the right. Now we're right on. This is telling us how many feet we are off of our course, our rum line, and we're bearing 139 degrees. Distance to next destination is 6 miles, and we should get there in 1 hour and 8 minutes. And velocity made good to the waypoint is 501, 4.9 right now. And on our next turn will be 48 degrees to port. So this is what all the different stuff that's happening. If you notice, I have my radar on, and it's showing me different things, and it's good. Depending on if you follow from Tim B at Sea or not, you might have seen a channel where I encourage people to use their radar often. So an example, there's somebody right there that's not on AIS, but I look over there, and way off in the distance, I can see somebody. I say way off in the distance, but a mile away or so. And the more you use your radar in the daytime, the better you'll be watching it at night. And it is true that I look at radars quite a lot for my job, but the radars we look at are much different. And so every radar, it's important that you get used to your radar and you use it a lot. For example, you see these triangles, this triangle right here? I hope you can see, I hope you guys are seeing this. She says make it, okay. So I hope you can see this, but these triangles are AIS targets. And what's interesting is you can see the little radar return that's just off to the side of them, and that will square up more on them as we get closer to them. And you can get information on them by you hit it here, it'll give their name, and then you can say AIS vessel. And when it says signal status sleeping, that means that it'll put out again when something happens. But they're at anchor, so it doesn't need to broadcast all the time. And then it will tell you that our nearest point of approach is going to be 1 mile in 35 minutes. Down like that. Is that good? All right. And then other things like, we can start and stop the navigation. This is the gain, sea clutter, rain filter, trails. There are a lot of the old timers that taught me stuff. They use the trails a lot, but that's because they didn't have. This is a Doppler radar, so it has what Garmin calls motion scope. So basically, if a target's a threat, it shows up not as what I've painted these as this orange, but it paints them red as a threat and green as going away. So if the target is getting closer to us, then it changes the color on it, and that's something people used the trails for in the past. But with a Doppler radar, we can get away from that. So that's kind of cool. I don't know if any of that was helpful, or you guys probably have all seen this a million times. I'm doing my glasses. Oh, here they are. Let's see. Hang on. Let me take a break to read some stuff here. Audio is good, but try on top keeps bouncing around. Top to the winch. That autopilot is getting a workout. It's true. You grab your phone, open it, chat window, nice view, 81 degrees. Tim, you can stream from your phone. Yeah, no, we did that the last time. The problem that I'm having, if you're an Android user and you've done this, please let me know. But the problem with my Android app is that when I stream from my phone, it doesn't look like I can set the app doesn't allow me to schedule a live stream. If you know how to do that, please email me at timbatsc@gmail.com. What brand and model of radar are you using on Paquita? It's a Garmin, I think they call it, it's a reactor autopilot and is it a Phantom radar, something like that? I don't know. It's the one with it's a digital radar, and as much as the motion scope, the ARPA piece of the radar is fun and interesting. The most amazing thing is that sailboats with analog radar hardly ever ran them because they were so power hungry. I mean, you burn 20 to 30 amps running your radar. Where this thing, when you press transmit, I don't think it. I think it's like 1.2 amps. It's nothing. So you can let your radar run all the time, and you could set. You know, if there's somebody that might be newer on the helm or somebody that's not as familiar on the water as maybe you or I or anybody else, how do I white this out? I need to white balance everything. Come on, get that water. There we go. Hey, I got it. All right. Yeah, if you have somebody that's a little unfamiliar with all things maritime, I'm just looking around the sail. I got a sailboat that's coming at me. And so, you know what? Let me show you this. I see a sailboat coming at me. Amor, ¿está bien? Okay, see this guy right here? I'm going to put that there. It says acquire target. So this is they can't say it's an ARPA radar, and that would be automatic plotting radar, because then you need to have an ARPA license. But this is a MARPA radar, so that's mini ARPA. So now it did that, and I can go over here, say information. Oh, wait a minute. Let me back up. Hit that MARPA target. There's a target. They've tracked it. It's at 151 degrees from us. It's making 5 knots. And the closest point of approach right now is going to be 767 feet in 3 minutes. So I need to keep an eye on this guy, and Crystalita needs to lean back. There we go. Okay. So he doesn't have AIS, so I can't call him. I mean, I can call him, but I can't call him by name. So I have to watch him. And he's on my green side, which makes it more important to watch him. But to try to finish one thought, if you have somebody that you're setting up that's going to be steering for a while, maybe you want to take a nap or go down and make a beverage or something like that, sometimes it's helpful to put up guard zones. So without the person even knowing, you can put up a guard zone around your boat so that if you have any targets that come within a mile or two of you, you can have the chart plotter start pinging away at you, so you come running up to make sure everything's good. I'm sorry, I keep looking down, but I just want to make sure this guy's bearing off, so he's doing a good job over there. He must see me as well, so that makes me feel better. But that's a good thing, and you can also do the same thing with AIS targets as well. You can make and so I try to do that, and I try to put the AIS target alarm on and the radar alarm if Crystalita's watching things, so that way. In the event that she misses something, and I'm not saying that it's her fault. I mean, at night I'll even do it for me. Why not have a little bit of extra safety there? All right, let's get back to reading this. Very interesting, Tim. Thank you. SCP top speed under sail, fastest at full. You know what? That's a loaded question. We remember this is a 30,000-pound boat before you put 250 gallons of water, which is another ton of water, and 160 gallons of fuel, and then all of your cruising supplies and food and all that sort of stuff. Having said that, I think the hull speed is like 8.4, I believe. I think that's what I figured it out as. And there's a formula that you figure your hull speed out. Coming through the East River, everyone wants to know what our fastest speed is. And I say, coming through the East River, we were like 14.6 knots. But that's because we had a fair current coming through the East River, and it was howling. But I do think that we have, with a fair current out in the ocean and the wind honking, and Runa trimming the sails. Runa does a great job trimming the sails. It's not too hard for people that know what they're doing, which is not me, but people that know what they're doing, and you have enough wind to see 8 knots consistently. 7 knots is between 6 and 7 is my happy zone, and the more I sail, the better I get, or one would hope at any rate. But we have definitely seen, there are times you can say, oh, I saw 11 knots. Well, what I'm really seeing is us surfing down the edge of one wave. So you see 11 knots down here, and then you'll see it down to 6 knots going up the other way, and then 11 knots down again. So that, I don't know that really counts. It's funny. Sometimes you tell a story to somebody, and then you forget you are months later, you remember and you just say, oh God, I wish I could have told that story differently. Let me just show you the boat that we were tracking on the Marpa radar. I don't know if you can see it through. Well, hang on. They're going to come by the isinglass. The isinglass. Incidentally, for those that want to know, I have isinglass, which is the plastic. We all call it's not real isinglass. Real isinglass is stuff that you mine. It's not, but it's what we all traditionally call isinglass, which is the plastic that you see through, and you can roll up like up here. And I have that goes all the way around. But the 3 front panels I have in something called strata glass. Okay, here's this boat right here. Beautiful boat under sail. Nice. Can you guys see that all right? I keep hitting this thing. Damn it. I hope that isn't showing up for you guys. All right. There they are. Nice sloop rig. Looking good. Oh, look at that. They've got an Italian flag on them. Oh. Maybe they're from Italy. Yeah, okay. So, kind of forgot what I was going to tell you. Keep looking around here. I lost my train of thought. All right, Starlink, not a sponsor. Great way to go. You're exactly right. Starlink, in fact, anybody that goes to Starlink and wants them to sponsor them is immediately going to get thrown off. Starlink does not want us using this. Starlink has a maritime option where you spend $10,000 for their equipment and $5,000 a month, and it's multiple antennas, and it's for cruise ships and tankers and stuff like that. And I don't even know that that's the case. I'm sure that Starlink is well aware that many of us cruisers are using this under their RV. You can spend $150 a month to have Starlink in your house in North America, or you can opt for $20 more for $135 a month and have the RV thing, and that's where you actually move. And you might think that they're taking advantage of that, but they do that for a reason, and it has to do with bandwidth. When some people are looking, I'm just looking at a target up here, so I'm looking at it to make sure that he's not an issue, and he's not an issue, so we're good with that. And when you buy Starlink, some people have to go on a waiting list, and people don't understand why that is, and they think it's a marketing ploy. It's not that. It's that these are not geosynchronous satellites. They're not way out there. The whole reason why latency is so short is because the satellites are very close to us. They're near Earth orbit. As satellites go, they're very close to us. In order for them to stay at that altitude, they have to spin around really fast. And think of if you had a bucket of water on the end of a string and you spun it around, you can keep the water in the bucket if you spun it around fast enough. If you slowed it down, the water would fall out. If these guys slow down and move the same speed as the Earth, they'll come crashing in and burn up in our atmosphere. So that's why they have a whole bunch of satellites, and we're talking thousands, many thousands of satellites that they have up there, but they're constantly going around a circle. So each satellite does not have a tremendous amount of bandwidth. So if you lived in a metropolitan area like, say, New York, it's so congested and there's so many people that might want to share that bandwidth with you that they would try, one satellite would be going over Manhattan. Now, it might have a satellite ahead of it and a satellite behind it, but as it comes through, the majority of all that bandwidth is going to go on one satellite, and that's going to slow things down terribly. So what they want you to do is to register your Starlink, and if you're doing it for your house, it's not a big deal, and you register it where your house is, and they'll only put so many in so that it won't load up. In other words, if you did something like Manhattan and you put 6 million people on there, there'd be 5.5 million people that will probably never have any bandwidth at all. So then what they do is they, for the RV version, you register it wherever your home is. And in my case, I think I registered this one in Rhode Island at my address in Rhode Island. They immediately shipped it to me, but I bought the RV version, so they understand that I'm moving, and you have to check off and sign off that you understand that in the event like I went to New York, it's very possible that I get to New York and the this isn't a New York thing. This is anywhere. There's a lot of people in a small area that are all subscribed to Starlink. I have to understand that they get priority on the bandwidth, and so my speeds will slow down, and to continue to move to other areas, you have to pay. There's a $20 fee for that, and so that it comes out to $135 a month. Anyway, not sponsored, never sponsored. In fact, I don't even let them know that I'm not on an RV. So hopefully we can keep that our little secret. All right. Uh-oh. He just Bye, Tim. Gotta walk the dogs. Feed the horses. Well, I guess Paul took off. All right, Paul. That's cool. We still have some more people here. Hey, if you're just joining us, welcome. Welcome to SV Paquita. And hopefully you can get the white balance to go. There we go. Beautiful Bahamian waters here as we make our way to Stanial Cay. And wind's piping up. I'm seeing 14.8 true. We're heeling at about 17 degrees right now because we're hard on the wind, and we're making 5.7 knots. So we're doing much better than I expected. I thought we might have to actually motor for a while, but the old island piglet is doing very well. Everyone says, oh, full keel boats, they don't sail the wind. Full keel boats are slow. Full keel, yada, yada, yada. You know, all that may be true, but, you know, it's funny. I was in the anchorage last night, the night before, and the night before that in a different anchorage in Shroud Key, and there were two other island packet people, and we all kind of were talking about stuff, and we all giggle about how many people keep talking about how slow island packets are, and how it's not uncommon for dummies like the three of us talking to those other guys. If they're watching, we all admitted none of us are sailors. We're learning how to sail, and all of us seem to pass a lot of boats that are much bigger and lighter and faster, and production boats that are supposed to go. And but that might have to do with you know, especially if people will say like an island packet won't sail the weather. Well, we're hard on the wind right now. Luckily, it's not rough. But when it is rough, we have enough weight that we just keep punching through the seas where we don't get stalled out. And that's something that has been really, really cool. All right, let me read some more here. See, on the next one, Paul, that boat is still following you, Tim. Yes. The barquito. Robert B., ahoy. All right. So it says we got like 28 people on here. Is you other people, I don't know if you're talking or not, but let me know where you're from. So fun to hear people are all around, all over. Was best to your mate from Southern California. Clear skies, 51 degrees. Wind is calm. Fire up the power plant. Starlink fixed. Oh yeah. Too funny. No, he's back there. He's back there. I think I had him hidden. Wait a minute. Let the white balance. You can just barely see. I'm gonna lose the laptop here. Right there. He's following behind us. I have a feeling. I don't know this for a fact. But I think when we turn, I keep seeing he's sailing on his Genoa, and I'm sailing on a full rig right now. I got a feeling that he's motor sailing right now because I see him fall back, and then he comes charging up behind me. So I got a feeling he's getting a little help. I might be wrong, but I think we're all taking off like a rocket ship now. 5.7 now. It's funny how, 12 knots, when we get a wind angle like this, 11 knots, the boat stands straight up, down. 12, it starts to lean over. We hit 13, and it takes off like a brand new thing. Jeffrey from Frozen. Jeffrey from Little Rhodey. Damn, you know what? Crystalita's a beautiful girl, and I love her to death. She's a pescatarian, and all that means is it really makes me yearn for some Oniville, New York system wieners. You got to be from Rhode Island to know what that is. It's coffee milk. But anyway, hello to Jeffrey from Rhode Island, Minnesota. Bass boats and canoes, small lakes. And you also have that wonderful Minnesota representative of yours, not in an official capacity, but Mike the My Pillow guy. He put Minnesota on the map as far as the late night comedians go. Let me keep reading here. Adam. What's up, Tim? Just cut your live stream and it's warm. Yep. We're about -11 here in Eastern Connecticut right now. Oh my God. Wow. Adam, stay warm. West Haven, Connecticut. Woohoo! 7 degrees. Oh, see, all these places are making me hungry. West Haven, Connecticut. You know, all the people from New Haven and West Haven, East Haven, they all give me trouble because they all tell me that only tourists go to Pepe's. Well, you know what? I am a tourist. It's true. I did work in New Haven. For those who don't know, New Haven's got a dock with 2 big red and white cranes on it. It was Gateway Terminal, and I put 10 years in at Gateway Terminal before going to the company that I'm at now. But anyway, you know what? I know all you guys like modern pizza and all that sort of stuff, but I love that damn Pepe's. And if you guys aren't familiar with it, I think, and I've worked in New York for almost 15 years now. I can tell you that New Yorkers all love their pizza and they say that's great and all that. I'm a fat mariner that's been all up and down the coast. I think New Haven's got the best pizza on the planet. And even the pizzas, the places that that I like Pepe's more, they all have these coal-fired ovens, and they have really thin crusts, and the edge of the crust blow up, and like we'll have a big bubble that burns over, and oh my God, I can't tell you how great it is. But anyway, you guys don't want to hear that. Wayne probably doesn't even want to hear that. All right, hi from France. Roland, welcome. Yeah, exactly. Fun to have an international crowd here. Oh, Jeffrey, sorry about that. Jeffrey, I was saying how much I miss New York system at Oniville and chocolate milk. All right. Mark here watching from the Catskills up in New York. Ooh, I bet it's not warm there. Hey, look, there's damage control sailing. Okay, so we got 28 people on here. If any of you if you haven't started following damage control sailing, I highly recommend you do. This guy is great. I don't know. He resonates very well with me. So if you follow my channel, I'm sure you follow a whole bunch of other channels too. And one of the problems I have with a lot of these channels is that they seem to be, it seems like everyone with a sailboat has a stupid YouTube channel today. I'm guilty of it too. So listening to the radio, I'm talking to you. Anyway, I think that there are a lot of successful channels that are what I would call a T&A channel. It's basically softcore porn. And look, the young and the beautiful, that's wonderful. But I think that I have this feeling that there's a bunch of people that are roughly my age that the kids have grown up, they're out of the house, and now they're ready to have their time. And not everyone has grown up sailing. And over at Damage Control Sailing, if I say this wrong, please chime in and tell me that I got this wrong. But he and I, both of us, are not lifelong sailors, but we had a dream, and we worked. We're not independently wealthy. We don't have a trust fund. We didn't win the lottery, and we're not young and beautiful. Oh, I'm sure he'll fight with me on that. He probably is. But I'm just saying that what we are real people that and by the way, I'm a merchant mariner, as many of you know. He repairs or I think he's a crew chief on a helicopter, some military helicopters. So basically he's an engineer. And those of us that are in these things kind of really like to have sturdy, strong, safe, reliable, comfortable boats. And oddly enough, Island Packet appealed to him as well. Anyway, he's been really, really honest and he really is forthcoming about the problems he's had, and God knows this poor guy has had so many problems. He bought a boat, and he's really turned it around. It's awesome now, and hopefully getting better every day. But man, the first year he's had this boat, it's been nothing but trouble, and he just has a wonderful attitude. And I highly recommend that you go there. You can see him in the comments. It's Damage Control Sailing, and it's a great channel, and it's going to be a huge channel. You watch, his channel is going to go really big one day. But anyway, he's recovering from shoulder surgery, so I hope you get better, buddy. Hope you're all good, and anyway, hope people chime in there. Making me hungry. Yes, I love wood-fired pizza. You got to try coal-fired pizza. Sounds really weird, but I'm telling you, the people in New Haven will get it figured out. And I got this sailboat right beside me. I've turned the security off on my Starlink. You see this guy right here? He came zooming up alongside me, and he's been right alongside me ever since. And I think he came up, found the open network, and probably is getting all his email now. I'm not sure of that, but that's what I'm guessing. Mashed potato and clam pizza for New Haven are the best. You know what? After years of seeing the clam pizza on the menu, and a couple of my buddies saying they loved it, I had to try it. And I love all seafood. I love clams. I love pizza. Gotta tell you, it was good and it was interesting. Not my favorite though. All right, you nailed it, Tim. We like to learn about sailing on the seas, not the TNA shows. Thank you. That's exactly. And Spot, maybe you can chime in here, but I really think that's the audience that we're going for. Meaning that, you know, we don't want just a flat. And you know what? On a side note, there was a kid in Lake Sylvia, and he and his girlfriend had a channel, and they're young kids, and they had a channel that I think he's got a couple thousand subscribers more than this channel does, and they're young, beautiful kids, and she broke up, and unfortunately, I think his channel is like evaporated because there's no TNA left other than him, and nobody wants to look at us dudes. Completely understandable. But anyway, Paquita, standing by.
Hi, you want to go to channel 18?
Negative. Let's go to channel 10. All right, we've had trouble on 18.
Okay, I'm going to 10.
Paquita, standing by. 10.
Okay, so this is sailing vessel diving into your port side. We just wanted to coordinate. We weren't sure where your destination is, and we're just pinched a little tight, I think.
All right. No, our intention is to hold this course for another 3.87 miles, or about an hour to go like this if the wind keeps up this way. We're headed for Big Major or Stanial Cay. I've been watching you come along. I thought you were updating your email because I have the security off on my on my Starlink. So I thought you just came by to check your email.
Kate, to get on your Starlink. We're heading also to Big Major. We slowed thinking that you were going to overtake us, but it looks like we're kind of about the same speed.
Yeah, no, I've been watching you, and you didn't put any red flags out that looked like you guys got it pretty handled. So even if you bring her in tight here, you'll be fine. You just keep her going, Cap, and we'll see you when we get down there.
It sounds good. Thanks. This is diving and going back to 1-6.
Very good. All right. So those of you that are wondering, Gabe and I, the guy behind me, are monitoring channel 10 that we're talking to each other back and forth. But on my radio, I have a dual watch, so I monitor 16 as well, just for something like this, where these people wanted to call because they're pinching pretty tight and they're coming across our bow. But they seem to know what they're doing, and I'm not too worried about them. All right, let me get back to here. Mashed potatoes. Not today, big guy. no, that's Jeffrey saying no New York system wieners. And if you don't know what they are, you should Google them. They make these things. They're little teeny hot dogs, and the guy lines like 30 of them up on his arm and puts a special meat sauce on them. And nothing cures a hangover. Or it's not so much of a hangover. It's just when we were kids and we go out clubbing until 2 a.m, you'd go over there and places open till like 4 every morning. And oh my God, it was so fun. Now I just go there and my heart and my arteries are like, Tim, really? All right. A boat is a hole in the water that you throw money at. Okay, Rita, thank you. That's been said before. Thank you. Okay, so I'm watching these other guys, and they passed over our bow, and so they're fine. All right. Shane, it is very cold here in Maine. Please send us some warm weather. I'll see what I can do. Just got a new... Hey, there you go. Sput. Parody Show, just subscribe to your channel. Great stream, Tim. Just subscribed. Hey, there's another one to you. All right, Spud. You guys will like it. He like I say, an awesome channel. It's going to be big. So we're coming up on 57 minutes here. I think, and look, I've lost the wind. In fact, I'm down to like no wind at all. Oh, you know what? And we're jiving. Oh. You know what? I'm gonna have some help from the. I'm gonna have some help from the iron jib. Eve, I ran out of wind. Hang on a second. I'm coming around your stern. All right. Okay, here we go. So luckily I have a preventer. While I'm trying to read the comments here, I think we stalled out in the wind, and there we go. Now we're catching it again. Nice to have an engine that you can fire up and fix your mistakes. And we're back on course. Woo! Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Well, that's what happens when you don't pay attention. So let me show you. Here's Gabe over here. Sun Odyssey 42 DS is his boat. See you, Gabe! All right. Well, wasn't that exciting? All right. The kid?
I know he took a picture.
He's taking a picture of us. All right. All right, so we're good. We can shut down the main now. We're shutting down the plant. Okay. All right, so it's been an hour. Let's see if you guys said anything. Just subscribe. If you ever sail to Duluth, I will buy you a cheeseburger. I would love that. Listen, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the support. And make sure you check out Damage Control Sailing if you haven't. It's a great channel, and you can get in at the ground floor. His channel is going to blow up. You watch. Anyway, that's it for me, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow, and maybe you'll meet some new friends. We have Chris and Chrissy flying in tonight. All right, take care, you guys. Be safe, and I see you on the one. All right. Figure out how to shut this thing off. End stream. That ought to work. Bye.